stand on the budget? The Senate has now agreed to accept Madigan. Has the Senate agreed that revenues will be smaller than previously thought?
No. The revenues, we believe, are going to be what the COGFA forecast is, and that's what we adopted as our resolution. We are agreeing with the House that we will keep the spending levels the same as theirs, and we're trying to negotiate with the House, both Republicans and Democrats, on what the allocation of those spending levels will be.
So right now it would be, what they want is that any additional revenue would go to pay down the unpaid bills.
Pay down unpaid bills or make sure that we don't have unpaid bills at the end of this fiscal year.
All right, so what does it mean for aid to local schools?
That is still being negotiated because the amount of money we spend on general state aid is still differences between the House and the Senate.
And what is the difference at this point?
At this point, I believe it's $135 million. And so we're fighting to get more money for that general state aid.
So the Senate, would the House reduce it from last year's number by about $150 million?
That's correct. Ours is holding steady.
And they would reduce by 135, you're saying?
I believe that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. And obviously the House Committee on Personnel and Pensions approved the proposal that Representative Cross is pushing. Is it a good plan or a bad plan?
Well, I think it's unconstitutional. I'm fairly certain it's unconstitutional. We've had legal research done on it, and it's just going to cost us a bunch of money in legal fees, and it's never going to become the law. But if people want to vote on it, I'm not on the Supreme Court, so we'll have to vote on it in the Senate. I'm not going to vote for it.
Are there votes enough to send it to the Supreme Court?
I have no idea.
There's a new map proposal that you guys put out. What's the biggest change in that as far as the number of districts being altered?
There's not many. I think that the changes were in response to input that we got from communities that looked at our map. I think, by the way, we've had close to 28,000 hits on our website for people interested in what our map is like and showing it on Google Earth. So we're glad that people have looked at it, they've given input, and there's been some relatively minor changes in light of that. Also, discussions with groups like MALDEF to see if there could be some changes with regard to the districts dealing with the Voting Rights Act and the Illinois Voting Rights Act.
How many additional supermajority Hispanic districts are there now then?
Supermajority, I think by that you're talking about something over 60%. I think there was a change in the map. I'm not sure. Has this been filed?
It's out.
It's up on our website.
Oh, it is. Okay, good. I can describe it then. I want people to make sure they saw it. I think the biggest change is that Representative and Speaker Madigan's district goes over 60%. And we have, that's correct, voting age population. And then we have on the south side almost 3 Hispanic districts that are 60%.
And previously there were how many?
Well, I think we added one state rep district, which is Speaker Madigan's, as a 60%.